still feel guilty. Guilt can be a good thing. It's a soul's call to action. The indication that your work is not yet finished.
Bang.
What's up, peeps? I know it's been a while since I've had anything posted on my channel, so I figured I'd get back at it. Today I'm going to be reviewing Season 2 of Marvel's Daredevil, which is a live-action TV show on Netflix. So, just as a recap, I thought Daredevil Season 1 was phenomenal. I think it pushed the boundaries of what a live-action superhero show could be. The fighting and choreography was amazing, the acting was good storytelling, good characters. All in all, I'd give Season 1 a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was phenomenal. And then we have Jessica Jones, which I thought was also really good. Not, for me, quite as good as Daredevil Season 1, but still a great show in its own right. I think the pacing was a little off. But overall, what I really liked about Jessica Jones is that it did tackle a lot of real-world issues. And because of that, I would give Jessica Jones, the overall experience, a 4 out of 5 stars. So now let's talk more in depth about Daredevil Season 2. Keep in mind there will be spoiler alerts, so if you haven't watched it, stop now. So, Daredevil Season 2. I think that this season had a lot going on for it, which turned into its downfall. I think overall as a season it was pretty good, but a lot of things were half-assed in my opinion. You have all these plots coming in different direction. You have the idea of Black Sky, Nobu's resurrection, Wilson Fisk gaining power in prison, the Punisher, all these different things, but nothing really closed together quite well. What I really didn't like about the show is that there were too many cliffhangers and too many left out questions and answers when we get to the end of the season. So we get that Elektra's Black Sky. Well, what exactly does Black Sky do? Stick has this organization called the Wall and the Chaste, but it seems like the only two guys who were in that organization end up getting killed by Elektra. What is with that hole in that one place that Elektra and Daredevil find, but they never really discover what's actually there? What's up with the children that were like brainwashed by the Black Hand? Like, there are so many questions I want to know and none of the answers, and that's extremely frustrating. What I felt with the show just decided to leave the Defenders and Jessica Jones and what's his name? Luke Cage, and they decide, I feel like they decided they're going to answer those questions later. But for me, that's a little bit of an injustice. I mean, a season in itself, regardless of whether you know you're going to be renewed, should still have a sense of finality to it, and that's what I didn't like. I also felt like some of the acting was great in the season, and some of the acting was not so great. So Karen Page, amazing job. Karen is such a great character, and I really like the way that they developed her throughout the season, giving her a lot more complexity, and apparently there's now a backstory with her brother, which is why Ben kept the files on her. I actually think the standout actor this season, besides the Punisher, of course, who did an amazing job and took this character who has had terrible movies in the past, but John Bernthal really brought him to life, and I love the Punisher. He was just amazing. He was one of my favorite aspects of this entire show. Just what a great character. But I think like sort of the surprisingly good character in this sort of story arc was actually the editor-in-chief of the New York Bulletin. Something, I think his last name or first name was Ellison, don't remember off the top of my head, but he was great. Like, so he like shows Karen the ropes. He has like this interesting persona to him. Like, I thought he was actually a super interesting character, and I'd actually like to see more of him. I think Foggy did a good job as a character. Like, the acting was good, but I feel like they gave him no development through the season, which was disappointing because they didn't really give him any development in Season 1 either. And that was sort of a letdown because I want Foggy to grow and develop as a character, and I really don't feel like that happened in this season. And I think that while Daredevil was a good character, Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock was not that good this season. It just, this brooding, I can't have any friends figure, it just got a little over the top at some points, and I didn't like it. Rosario Dawson as the nurse was, Nurse Claire was great as always. So I think some of the acting was great, some of the acting not so great. I didn't like the fact that they just left so many storylines open and didn't really close them. They just threw the kitchen sink at it and hoped something would stick, which is why I think the first season was pretty good with the Punisher arc And then the Electro arc was going well, and then it just went off in like 6 different tangents, and it became hard to track. But overall, it was nice to see Stick back in the action. He was great. Electra was an amazing actress. That was also really great. Um, I think ultimately in the future from the show, I'd like to see more character development of people like Foggy. I would like some answers about Black Hand, Black Sky, what the heck is going on in that universe. I think we're going to see some crossovers in the next season or with the related shows like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Defenders, Iron Fist, etc. Looking forward to that. I definitely loved Wilson Fisk's Vincent D'Onofrio's performances with Wilson Fisk. We didn't get to see him quite as much, but you know he's going to be an emerging star in the next season. And it was great that you opened to him doing like those like 5 plate bench presses. That was pretty cool. But overall, it's pretty good. If I had to give my overall rating, I'd say I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think that the fighting and choreography was good, and some of the acting and characters that they brought in, like Punisher and Elektra, were great. But just the way they try to wrap things up with a whole plot line and the developments of Matt Murdock and Foggy were a little half-assed. I feel like this season definitely needed a lot more work than the first season, which felt like a complete package. The first season felt like a complete package, and this one not so much. But still not bad, still an enjoyable experience, and I'd still recommend anyone to go watch it on Netflix. It's still pretty good. With that being said, that concludes my review for Daredevil Season 2. Really appreciate you guys for watching, and if there's anything you guys want me to review, yeah, just let me know right in the comment section or something, and I'll see if I can get to it. All right, thanks.